So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the highest tier pod of your weekly unfiltered wrestling. Welcome to another live stream of the World Elite podcast presented by ATB Network, powered by StreamYard, and sponsored by our friends 80s Tees and Wrestle Champs. For the first time in a month, the Host League trio is back together for a live stream. Marcus, that's Dylan, that's Jordan. We've updated our social medias, so you can now follow us on Twitter right below your screen. Dylan at DylanAbear _ Jordan at JordanJ20 _ and myself at Marcus Elite 337. Pod's still the same at World Elite Pod. That's not going to change. We just wanted to make changes ourselves because we've actually have not been around for a while. Just on audio. What is up, Justin from In Time Wrestling Podcast? Shout out to you guys. First off, how are we doing tonight?
I am doing good, man. It feels really good to be back doing live streams again. I know I took some time off from the show, but luckily things have changed and we're good to go. It's good to see y'all.
Jordan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good and I'm ready to go.
Oh, me too. We got a hell of a show tonight. Not our usual because when it comes to prediction shows, we do them on Thursdays, but we have another big show coming your way Thursday on YouTube. Us three. We're going to be doing our world premiere of ATB Saints with the ATB Network. Jordan's repping it good. I cannot wait. We're going to just kind of like we did with our debut episode of this. You're going to hear a little bit about us. You know, we're going to share some of our favorite moments being at Saints games. You know, Dylan, I feel bad. He's got to think hard on his list. He's been at games for over 13 years. I've only been to like 5 ever since they won the Super Bowl. Only been to 1 when I was young. We'll share some of our top all-time favorite Saints players we loved watching, favorite moments, favorite games we attended. Just a little something to get you guys hyped up before we get blasted by 5 Falcon diehards from the ATB family that's going to join us in our week 1 with the Falcons. But I know we're doing a little wrestling talk, but I got to say, I'm happy we're doing this show Thursday, but what a way to start our show, wanting to piss us off. Why the fuck are we trading CJ Gardner-Johnson for 2 fucking 6th-round picks next year to the Philadelphia Eagles? Why? Dylan has more of that to share. Why, Dennis? Why?
I wish I could tell you why, but your guess is as good as mine. It's I wouldn't say it's a bad decision. A secondary is loaded, but it's just we drafted him in the 4th round, and we got later picks for him. Just not good.
Jordan, you got any thoughts about CJ?
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just don't make sense to me.
I mean, if it wasn't for that one moment where he stood Tom Brady like this, he put himself on the map, we wouldn't know who he was to begin with. That one moment, I thought he was going to be an elite player with us. He's going to have a franchise contract and everything. No, he's getting traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, but I wish him nothing but the best. It's going to suck when we play them on New Year's Day, and I'm going to have to boo the man, but it is what it is. Let's talk wrestling tonight. So that's why we're doing our prediction show tonight. I think one pay-per-view is locked and loaded. We're doing a triple prediction show tonight. We got Clash at the Castle this Saturday in Cardiff, Wales. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time, so the 11 o'clock for us. Then on Sunday, we got a doubleheader, NXT Worlds Collide and AEW All Out. What a way to close out the summer of wrestling. That's been one heck of a summer. And FYI, mark your calendars. September 21st, 2022, which is the first day of fall. I'm going to let you guys decide. Do y'all want to do a live stream or an audio recording of our top 5 summer pay-per-views of the year?
I mean, we could do a live stream if you want.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. Our top 5 pay-per-views of the summer. This is what we're closing out with. And I'm going to do something new here. Start at the beginning of each month, I'm going to do this thing called 2022 in Wrestling. Like, this is what we got coming up in the month of September. It's August 30th right now. Besides Clash at the Castle, Worlds Collide, and All Out, we also have this other badass show. It's a I'm gonna call it another version of Forbidden Door. MLW, AAA, and Dragon Gate, plus a fourth promotion, are doing a show called Super Series September 18th in Atlanta. AEW also got Grand Slam September 21st at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Impact Wrestling has Victory Road September 23rd in Nashville. And New Japan returns to pay-per-view September 25th with Burning Spirit. The main event has officially been announced. What's your thought on this? Will Ospreay versus David Finlay for the IWGP US title.
Damn, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is going to probably be the only prediction show live stream we're doing, is the shows this weekend we're doing today. Grand Slam and Victory Road we'll probably do like in a topic. We'll predict in a topic, but we're not going to give it its own prediction show. So yeah, that's all we have coming up in the month of September. These are the 5 pay-per-views right here, or premier live events, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be fun. But I want to get your guys' thoughts real quick on a couple things. So you remember last week on Raw, they were in Toronto, Canada. It was Toronto's first wrestling show in 3 years, first WWE show in 3 years. Their last was SummerSlam because, the pandemic was so strict you couldn't cross the border. Edge had his first match on Raw and his first match at Toronto in over a decade against Damian Priest, which was cool. And I forgot completely about this. Shout out to the other wrestling podcast of the ATB Network, Queen's Takeover, for bringing this up on their latest episode. Be sure to check those ladies out. When Raw went off the air, Edge announced he was going to retire in Toronto in August of 2023. So we got one more year to ride with Edge. What was your take when you saw that on Twitter? And if you could think of one superstar to have his last match with, who you think you have in mind?
Oof, man, there's a lot of names that he could have it against. He could have it against Randy Orton. He could potentially bring John Cena back for a one-off. You got to think about his greatest rivals or just people he's worked good with enough for the past years, and those are 2 names who you could realistically think of, because you would love for maybe Christian, but Christian's doing his thing in AEW. So those are 2 names right there. I really don't want to see him against a younger talent. I want him to face someone from his past. And 2 names right there I just mentioned, Randy Orton or possibly John Cena, come back. They're both in excellent shape. John Cena obviously in great shape. So why not one of those? But yeah, for Edge, for calling it quits, it was nice to see him come back in 2020 to a thunderous reaction at the Royal Rumble in Houston. Jordan and I were there, so we know what it was like to see him. But there comes a time when enough is enough. So yeah, it would be awesome to see either Orton or Cena to do his last match with.
Yeah, I can see, like you said, John Cena or...
Yeah.
Justin says, I'd say finish it with one more match with Orton. Orton could be a potential answer. I'll also say maybe like another match with Seth Rollins or even Roman Reigns or somebody like that. That's probably the only top 3 I could say would be Orton, Roman, or even Seth Rollins is my top 3. Hell, you could throw Drew McIntyre in there. I don't think we've ever seen an Edge McIntyre match unless it was like an 2009 or 2010 maybe.
Yeah.
And one more thing before we start predicting Clash at the Castle. This is actually good terms. I'm liking this. First off, big shout out to Papa H, Triple H, doing such a good job. Now, I know this ain't the reason what we're bringing up, but some people are already getting mad at him. The whole women's tag team championship thing. Yeah, I was happy with Raquel and Aaliyah winning the titles. A lot of people were pissed saying that was his first fuck up since he took over. Everyone wanted Io and Dakota winning. I didn't give a shit. I was good with either team winning. Fuck those who want Triple H gone and want Vince back and want him saying, "Oh, that was the first fucking mistake. He needs to go." Like fuck those marks. I'm good with Raquel and Aaliyah as champion. I don't know how long that reign will last. That's not why I was asking y'all, but what was your take on that? Them winning the tag team titles last night.
So I feel like that was like the best case scenario was for Aaliyah and Raquel to win the tag titles, because if Dakota and Io won, then this plays no part into their rivalry, tagging along Bailey along with Alexa Bliss with Bianca and Asuka for their match at Clash of the Castle. So I think best case scenario was to take away the women's tag titles away from anything involving Dakota or Io, and let it focus more on another tag team, which is Raquel and Aaliyah. So I think for them win the titles, I think, like I said, best case scenario, it just gets it away from someone who's actually in a rivalry, and really and truly from that rivalry who they defended against. So this gives Aaliyah and Raquel like the better chance to defend against somebody else.
Yeah, I was happy when they won because it didn't make sense if they gave it to Io Sky and
Io and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, Dakota Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was okay with either of them winning. It's just who would have had the potential of having it. I mean, they're both going to potentially hold it sometime soon, whatnot. Now, here's one more thing. Like I said, shout out to Triple H. Some of these wrestlers are starting to get their names back. Like now, it's Riddle went back to Matt Riddle, and Theory's going back to Austin Theory, courtesy of Triple H.
Yep, that's awesome.
I also was told Ciampa was going back to Tommaso Ciampa as well.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah,
and that's Triple H's boy, so that's going to happen as well. I don't know who else is parading around with one name that we're like, dude, you need your full name back. I think it was mainly Ciampa, Theory, and Riddle. I feel like they're now. I also heard Seth. They're dropping. I don't know if it's true or not. They're talking about they were dropping freaking out of Seth freaking Rollins, and they were going back to Seth Rollins. But as of now, they still have it titled Seth freaking Rollins. That was a rumor that they were going to take the name freaking out of it and going back to just Seth Rollins. But I'm kind of used to Seth freaking Rollins now. I've always said it like that, even when they were calling him that.
Yeah. Then we just got another comment from Justin, and this makes sense.
That should be another one they need to fix back. But if you're going to change that, you might as well change Gunther back to Walter as well.
True, and I've seen the spoilers for SmackDown, seen a picture, and Butch was in his Pete Dunne gear, so maybe this is leaning towards the right direction, and with Triple H in charge, anything's possible.
Oh, Vinny's not gonna like that. Shout out to Front Face Lock, because you know how he hated the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. I wonder, the fact that they did that SmackDown taping, I wonder how that's gonna play off with everything that happened with Sami Zayn and the Usos against Kevin Owens. Unless they didn't do shit and they're going to wait till Clash at the Castle, because that's kind of a big letdown. If they just show like Sammy getting his ass chewed out by Roman or even Jey Uso with what happened on Raw last night.
Yeah, not trying to spoil it for anybody, but nothing really happens.
I figured the championship celebration went to shit with Drew McIntyre ruining it, of course, because, Roman has made it was 2 years ago today. He won the Universal Championship at Payback against The Fiend and Braun Strowman. It was 2 years ago today. And that day I was sitting in a hotel room while the hurricane was destroying Louisiana, watching Payback on my phone in a hotel, watching Keith Lee face Randy Orton, and then Roman signing the contract and winning the title after they imploded the ring with a superplex. Yep. And that was what we just got there. I think that was because we stayed there a whole week. Oh, no, that was the end. No. That was right at the end after the storm hit. We were going back. So, but this Saturday, September 3rd, at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, from Cardiff, Wales, Principality Stadium, it's Clash at the Castle. The heated debate is WWE's first pay-per-view in the UK in 30 years, and they're talking about SummerSlam 1992. But if you want to talk about those shows, like those house show pay-per-views, they call it, from Rebellion and Insurrection, the last one they had was 2003, 19 years ago. So that's always to be the debatable argument. Is this WWE's first pay-per-view in the UK in 19 years or 30 years?
I mean, I guess however you want to play it, doesn't bother me none.
I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say 30 because, first off, those shows were not even shown on my DirecTV. If you wanted to watch those, you had to wait till they come out on DVD. So I'll call them the house show pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I couldn't catch that shit.
Right.
So I'm excited, and this is first pay-per-view in Wales, which they deserved it. Didn't NXT do a takeover over there, or that was the one that got canceled because of COVID? I thought the one in Dublin got canceled.
Well, I know they did.
They only did 3.
We're in Cardiff?
No, NXT UK only did 3 takeovers. They did 2 in Blackpool, and I think they did 1 in Cardiff.
They did do one in Cardiff.
They were supposed to go to Dublin, and that's when COVID hit.
Yeah. I know they did one in Cardiff. I can't remember which one Walter debuted at.
That was the first one. Takeover Blackpool when Tyler Bate. No. Pete Dunne retained against Joe Coffey.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched it. Because I used to watch the fuck out of NXT UK.
True.
Floor Slapper Sports. You know, that's Tim. Yo, that's you need your own shirt that says yo. That's like your motto, man. So I'm excited about this. I think this pay-per-view is going to be so successful. Do you see them doing a series with this? Like maybe once a year, go do a Clash at the Castle in Wales or around the UK, maybe like in London or maybe in Paris or Ireland, Dublin.
Oh, most definitely. I would love to see that. I just know the crowd's going to be electric. Just getting a pay-per-view for the first time in all those years. You know, the crowd's going to be awesome.
They said about 60,000 are going to be in attendance. It's going to feel like a WrestleMania. I can't wait to see the set. I'm hoping to see a castle with the fucking door that folds down.
Yeah, but don't be surprised if you get the big screen from Monday Night Raw or from SmackDown. Someone
told me a rumor that they're going to have the same set that the Royal Rumble had. Don't you fucking dare.
No,
just that little Ovaltron. Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. I expect a big castle.
Yeah.
Something like from Game of Thrones or Dungeons and Dragons or World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
But yeah. So once a year or twice a year, should they do European pay-per-views if this is successful? Because, Saudi Arabia is getting 2. They get Crown Jewel and they were getting Super Showdown, but they got Elimination Chamber earlier this year. But 1 or 2 pay-per-views for the UK if this is successful.
I think successful or not, I think they deserve to.
Yeah.
I'd say 1.
London's been aching for a pay-per-view, especially like a WrestleMania, which I still don't see a chance of that happening. A long shot. Like I'd say maybe like WrestleMania 50 if they get that far. That should be the one to go overseas. Because it's not 40. 40's going to Philadelphia with CJ Gardner-Johnson at the same stadium. All right. We'll go ahead and start predicting. There's only 6 matches on the card. I was hoping they'd have had more, but if they add more on SmackDown, so be it. I'll always tweet my predictions the day of as well, in case people for the ones who don't watch our live stream. So we're going to start with a match they just added last night. Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
I have been calling this since the year fucking started, and it's gonna happen. You've seen it on Monday Night Raw last night. Dominic is pissed he's not tagging with his dad. He's pissed that Edge is the one teaming up with Ray because Ray said Edge has the experience and whatnot. This is the time it's gonna happen. I've been saying this pay-per-view after pay-per-view, and I've been so wrong about it. But this is the time where Dominic turns and he joins the Judgment Day. He's been getting his ass kicked by Rhea Ripley every single week. But now it's going to come to time where we're going to see maybe some sort of standoff between maybe Dom and Finn, Dom and Damian Priest. And he's going to be the one to hit Ray. It's just too obvious at this point. So, but, if I'm going to pick a winner, I'm going to pick the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I'm going with Judgment Day.
Judgment Day's been on a winning streak lately. Boo to the Dom turn.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Okay, so I have a bit to say about that. Absolutely, 100%. All right, Judgment Day is definitely winning because they've been on a win streak lately, but I can't see Dominic joining Judgment Day. He's not evil. He's too fucking much of a pussy.
We didn't think Finn Balor was evil.
No, Finn Balor's no pussy. I can
But Finn
believe
Balor is horrible as a heel. We can't take him seriously as a heel. Every time he makes those little mean faces, I'm like, come on, Finn. You're not like that.
Yeah, his constipation face. Yeah. No, what I can believe is I can believe Dominic will accidentally cost them the match. Let's say, for example, his shit with Rhea Ripley. Let's say he decides to swing at Rhea Ripley with that kendo stick and she moves and he either hits Edge or he hits Rey Mysterio by accident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or let's say, or Dominic could try and help and Edge is like, no, get out of the way, kid. And then he kind of maybe would shove him but not turn heel. If people want Rey and Dominic to go in a feud, I think the best way to go into a feud is what I saw on Biography WWE Legends. Rey's story about how he became Rey Mysterio Jr., where right when he first started, he wanted the name, but his uncle's like, no, you got to earn that. And then after 2 years of busting his ass, he was given the name Rey Mysterio Jr. This will be the best decision here. Like, Dominic wants the name Rey Mysterio. Mysterio will do the same shit like, you got to earn it. You ain't going to get it once I retire. You got to work for it. And then Dom is like, I'm going to show you how I'm going to earn it. I'm going to just attack you and take your name from you. That'd be the perfect way to have a feud with your father. Not join fucking Judgment Day. I cannot see him with Judgment Day. If he does, then he's obviously going to fuck Rhea Ripley in the background. With that fucking ugly ass mullet. Eddie Guerrero's rolling in his grave right now with that mullet.
Yeah, but if he turns, it's not going to be anything just a feud, right? It's going to be to join Judgment Day. There's no reason for him to turn and then for him not to join Judgment Day. So, I mean, if you want to look at booking decisions, I think that's the best one.
If he turn heel, it's going to be chaos. They're going to squash his ass. He's going to have Rhea in his corner or Damian or Finn to help him win matches.
I'm not hating the idea of him joining Judgment Day. Him with the black suit joining Finn, Damian, and Rhea. It could be a personality boost, I think, because he has the personality of a brick wall, in my opinion.
Okay, moving on. This match could potentially be a show stealer. I see this match kicking off the show. If a name changes, we have Gunther, if he goes back to Walter, defends the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus. And this should be interesting because Ludwig Kaiser will be in Gunther's corner. And, of course, Ridge Holland and Butch, if he goes back to Pete Dunne, will be in their corner as well. Somebody's going to get ejected. I think it's going to be a fun match. It could be a show stealer. What you got here? And it's the first time since WrestleMania last year. The Intercontinental title's finally defended at a Premier Live event.
Yep, whenever there's an event, I always make that point on Twitter that the last time the Intercontinental title was defended was at WrestleMania. I always say it. But now Triple H, of course, changing everything and doing something right for the Intercontinental title. This is going to be a good one. For this one to open up the pay-per-view, I think would be phenomenal. It's because it's going to be just a fight. I mean, this is going to be a straight up fight between Gunther and Sheamus. But I got Gunther retaining. I just think it's too soon for him to lose the title. He's actually bringing some relevancy back to the Intercontinental title. I'm not saying Sheamus couldn't. I think Sheamus would do well with the IC title. It's just, I think, too soon for Gunther. He's just making that title look good.
Yeah, I can see it opening up too, and I'm going Gunther.
Yeah, this is a back and forth one. I mean, he's been great as champion, but something tells me, I could see another turn in Ludwig. He's been getting his ass brutally chopped and told off by Gunther a lot. Maybe Ludwig can join the Brawling Brutes with Ridge and Butch Pete, and Sheamus can have his moment in Cardiff winning the Intercontinental Championship, because that's the only title he's never won in his career. He's Triple Crown, but that's the only title keeping him as a Grand Slam. And what a way to become a Grand Slam champion, winning your first Intercontinental title in your continent. I mean, you're not in Ireland, you're in Wales, but it's going to feel like home for him, just like it's going to feel for Drew McIntyre being from Scotland.
So it makes sense. So it makes sense for Dominic to join Judgment Day. It does not make sense for Ludwig to join the Brawling Brutes. I just can't see it happening. I can't see him adapt that.
I didn't say he was going to join them. I said he could potentially. I just see him getting away from Gunther. Like, he's going to have
Right.
enough of Gunther's shit, and he's like, tired of you treating me like crap, tired of you chopping me and shit. And then that's going to be his revenge. He's going to cost him the title, and then maybe have a match on SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Gunther needs that mouthpiece, and I think Ludwig, even though he gets his ass kicked every single week by Gunther, I think he's gonna stay by his side.
Speaking of fights, this next match, or you can call it a fight, that was supposed to be happening back at SummerSlam, I could see this potentially be a show stealer, match of the night candidate, and match of the year candidate. Matt Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins, and what a promo that was last night, bringing up the divorce and calling him a bitch and telling him, I'm going to fuck you up, man. I'm going to fuck you up. The blaring kind of fucked that up, but I wish there was an explicit version where they didn't have the bleeping. But, man, that was fucking great. That was way better than the freaking video phone of the back of the parking lot fight. That just was a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So, Riddle and Rollins, what you got?
I'm taking Rollins, and if I'm not mistaken, if Rollins wins, this is his first
First win since June of 2021 on pay-per-view.
I mean, the Rumble, was it a no contest or did he win by DQ?
He
this
won
year
by
against Roman?
DQ, but I'm talking about first pinfall win since Hell in a Cell of 2021.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he deserves this. You know, Seth is a phenomenal talent, and not taking anything away from Riddle. I think he has a lot of potential as well, but Rollins needs this. Well, I wouldn't say he needs this. He can put somebody over with no problem. So, I mean, I could see this going one way or another, but I'm going to pick Seth Rollins to win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins.
Absolutely. I'm easily picking Seth Rollins easily, but something tells me they're going to give this win to Riddle, and it's going to piss me off, and Seth will have another fucking loss.
Yeah, but Seth can afford to lose. That's the thing. He's like a Becky Lynch. He's a Charlotte. Like he's one of those vets that can afford to lose. You know, Riddle is one of those. For me, I still see him as an up and coming. You know, he's a future main eventer in my opinion. So it's almost like Riddle needs this more than Seth does. But I would love to see Seth finally get a win.
Me too, but you know, I'll gladly take this loss if I don't have a perfect record for Saturday. Right. I just want to see Seth actually win by pinfall at a Premier Live event and not by a DQ or a count out.
All right.
I'll even take a TKO, like if he knocks him unconscious and he doesn't wake up with the curb stomp. So I'll gladly take a TKO win.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Then we get a 6-women tag team match. Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka taking on Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. Now, before you even answer this, I fell asleep through the main event. I had to get on Twitter and find out that Raquel and Aaliyah won the titles. Did Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka get involved, or did they lose fair and square?
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I wish someone would correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think Bayley was trying to get involved, and out comes Bianca and them. Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, you agree with me. Yeah, because I was looking away a lot during this match. It wasn't really that good, but yeah, they did get involved somehow and chase Bayley out the arena.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it was. I thought maybe they cost them the victory. All right, I'll let you go ahead and take your pick in this 6-man tag. Woman tag, I'm sorry.
I mean, it can go either way. I mean, this is one of those matches. I mean, pretty much, I'd say the only match on the card that I'm looking at that it's a flip of a coin. But I guess I'm gonna go with Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky.
I'm gonna go with Bianca, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka.
Yeah, this is a flip a coin match. I mean, they're building it to where they want to put the 3 baby faces winning over this team, but if this is going to be their first match as a trio, they have to win. And, you know, Io and Dakota are going to be red hot after not winning the women's tag team titles, and Bayley will pin Asuka IMO, in your opinion.
In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I read in my head. In my opinion, shout out to Cage My IQ. So, yeah, if this is their first match as a trio, they have to win it. So I'm going to take – Bianca could take a loss here. It's the title's not on. It's not like she's defending the title, so she can take a loss. So I'm going with Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. And it's going to feel sort of like a homecoming for Dakota. I mean, she's been competing in NXT UK out there, even though she's originally from New Zealand. So it's going to kind of feel like homecoming for her, too, with all those years she competed at NXT UK. So,
Yeah.
All right. This will probably be the worst match of the night. I have no fucking interest in this. I don't even give a shit anymore. Something, or we know what's going to happen. Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
With Triple H taking over, I feel like we're going to get NXT Shayna Baszler. She is going to squash Liv Morgan and win the SmackDown Women's title. It's going to be the shortest match of the night. I feel like the crowd's already turned on Liv. They don't want her as champion. And if you listen to our show, even last year, I have been wanting a better main roster treatment for Shayna Baszler. And now she's getting her time to finally possibly win it. I mean, this is going to be a squash match in my opinion. I think it's going to be maybe a 4 or 5 minute match, and she's going to win by submission. So Shayna Baszler is going to be the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and she, in my opinion, should hold it for a very long time. She should be like she was in NXT. She was getting these competitors, and she was making them tap within, 5-10 minutes. So Shayna Baszler, mark it down. She's going to beat Liv Morgan by submission.
Nah, I'm going with Shayna Baszler.
It sucks I have to go that way. Bakley says Liv wins. Bold prediction. Ronda comes out and costs Shayna the title. Could happen. I mean, does she still have a thing with Liv? And then you even shout to your brother. He's going with the Queen of Spades, Shayna herself. Yeah. I mean, it's sad that they've all fucking wanted her to win the title. Well, first win Money in the Bank, she does that. Cashes in, she wins that. Now, all because of a botch match at SummerSlam, now they want to fucking turn on her. That's why I fucking hate these marks. But it's sad that I know she's not 100%. Her elbow is not 100%, and Shayna's going to target that elbow, make sure it's broken and shattered, and she's going to end up losing the title, and we're not going to see her for a while. So give these fucking marks what they want. Shayna's going to make her tap out. Shayna's going to finally win a singles championship in WWE. If she keeps it for a while, I could potentially see her keep it till WrestleMania. And Tim says, crazy how fickle fans are. I would be all in on Shayna.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm only picking Shayna because Liv's not 100%. We know that elbow is fucked up. Easily. I've been all in on Shayna since day one. She should have beat Becky at WrestleMania. No, I actually had Becky retaining that night. She did. I wish they'd have did the 18-wheeler entrance in front of fans, though. All right. Main event time. This one can change everything. This is going to determine the future right here. Roman Reigns defends the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Drew McIntyre. I don't know what the future holds, how things are going to go. Whoever wins this match, there's many questions. Will they end up keeping one title or and put the other one in and split the titles again? Or will they keep both all the way to WrestleMania? There's always different questions with both men. Or if one wins and the other one retains, who they're going to lose it to next. Like, there's 10,000 questions. This is going to determine that fate for the future of WWE. But the Tribal Chief and the Scottish Warrior, a big homecoming fight feel for Drew. Even though it's not in Scotland, it's in Cardiff. Well, Ryan made his prediction. He's picking the Tribal Chief to retain. But it's going to feel like home for Drew. There's going to be a lot of people rooting for him because he's from Europe, and they're in Europe. There's also going to be a lot of people that acknowledge the Tribal Chief and ride with him like that. So, take your time, say all you got to say, but what you got in the main event.
So I'm going to get my prediction out the way first. I'm going to pick Drew McIntyre to dethrone Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal World Champion. And the thing is, I've never been a big fan of Drew McIntyre. I even said during the pandemic that his title reign was very boring, but in my defense, he didn't have a crowd. He didn't have nobody behind him. It was a Thunderdome, or it was the empty performance center. So I want to see him as a champion with an actual crowd, see how the crowd reacts to him. Obviously, Saturday, if he wins, the crowd's going to be going nuts because of where it's at. Now, this is going to be one of the most divided crowds I've ever seen in my life, you know, and if you think it was divided at SummerSlam between Brock and Roman, then you're in for a real treat this Saturday at Clash at the Castle, because it's going to be very divided. Yeah, Drew McIntyre is going to have that home cooking right there, being in Wales, but I mean, Roman fans are everywhere. So this is going to be one of the most divided matches I've ever seen in my life. Now, the only thing I want, and I know we're not going to get, is a clean finish. I just think if Roman wins, it's going to be some shenanigans on the outside with the Usos. And really, that's what makes me not be a fan of Roman or his title reign, is that, yeah, you know, I get he's a heel, but a heel doesn't need interference every single match. So I just wish they would play it clean. If Roman wins clean, cool, you know, I'm fine with that. But also, I would love to see just no outside interference. Or if there's going to be some outside interference, don't let it be the one to to determine the outcome of the match. So for me, I'm going to pick Drew. I want him to actually get that crowd reaction he deserved at WrestleMania during the pandemic year. He got such an excellent reaction when he won the Royal Rumble. And even being there live, it was so cool. I got the video on my phone. It was just a cool reaction to see him get that. So I want him to get that reaction he deserves from an actual live audience. And what better audience than to be right there in your home? So give it to Drew. And for a prediction later down the road, I got Cross taking it off of him to have a title on each show, because USA Network, I'm pretty sure, is getting pissed not having a main world champion on their network. So Drew wins, but later down the road, he's going to drop one. He's not going to hold both titles for both shows. He's not going to be like Roman. So let Drew have his moments and dethrone Roman Reigns after such a historic reign by the Tribal Chief. You know, just to say, I'm not a big fan of his, but, you know, you got to acknowledge the fantastic reign that he has put on with both these titles and a Universal title, you know, being 2 years. But give it to Drew.
Yeah, I'm going Drew McIntyre, and I think they're gonna split the belts
Sooner or later, yeah.
So
Yeah,
before I make this decision, let me just tell you what could potentially happen if it goes either way. And Bakley thinks Tyson Fury signs and gets involved. Yeah, there are speculations of Tyson Fury coming, especially around WrestleMania, and there's even talks of them bringing back Braun Strowman. I don't want him back. I don't want to hear no fucking train or that bullshit we saw during the fucking pandemic. So if Roman retains two things. First, of course, he's going to get help with the Usos. Maybe Sami Zayn as well.
Mm-hmm.
If he retains the title, he is keeping both belts all the way to WrestleMania. No questions asked. There'll be no champion versus champion at Survivor Series unless something works out where they do take one title off of him. If they do that, it'll be the WWE Championship, because they're trying to keep him as the longest reigning Universal Champion of all time. And he's a SmackDown guy, so if they were to take one belt from him, it's going to be the WWE title, and it's going back to Raw. And Ryan says if Drew wins, he should drop one to Karrion Kross. I agree. And he'll go to WrestleMania with one or two belts, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Drew, yes, like you've mentioned, he had shit hit. The pandemic fucked his moment up. He beat Brock Lesnar, it should have been in front of Raymond James Stadium in front of 60, 70,000 people. That was taken away from him. He won the title, but that moment he was supposed to have was taken away from him. They were kind enough to give him a second reign, but it didn't feel the same. Yeah, it was in front of TV screens where people can watch, but it's not no pump loud noises. That you need the real reaction of people. I mean, if I want to hear live reactions, if something like that were to me, I don't want to hear no bullshit.
All right.
Drew worked his ass off, and even though Vince is a fucking dumbass, he is correct making him the chosen one. What he said back in 2009 became a reality, but he just hasn't connected that moment with the fans yet. And now not only does he have a chance to finally get over that hump with the pandemic, he has a chance to win it in front of a European crowd.
Right.
In front of his own kind. He even has a chance to win in front of people from Scotland. I'm pretty sure there's thousands of fans from Scotland that's traveling across the border to Wales to watch their hero win the WWE title for a third time and the Universal title for the first time.
Right.
But if Drew wins the belt, of course, I think he will drop one to Karrion Kross, or he might could. I don't see him relinquishing one, and they have a fucking tournament to crown a new WWE champion on Raw or something. No, I think he'll probably lose one to Karrion Kross down the road. Kross, even though he's a SmackDown guy, I mean, you got the draft coming up or this superstar shakeup coming up. They're going to potentially split both guys down the road soon. I can see Kross going to Raw, bring Scarlett with them. Drew, I think, should stay on SmackDown with the Universal Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus, I'm tired of hearing my dad bitching about WWE saying, "Oh, that's why I like AEW better. They change their titles every other day, where they keep it all the same fucking people." He's just tired of seeing Roman Reigns with fucking gold. He's dying and dying for Drew to win the fucking match. He's tired of seeing Roman being champion and not being on TV. And he's same thing with the Usos. He's tired of the Usos holding the tag titles too.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, give it time. You know, Triple H took over. I've been enjoying it. I mean, he's been enjoying Raw and shit, but he just wants the belt off of Roman.
Right.
So, and if it happens, he's gonna call me saying, it's about fucking time. That's the first thing he's gonna tell me. It's about fucking time. If Roman retains, he's gonna call me and saying, God damn it, this is why AEW's fucking better.
Uh-oh.
It's fucking Roman. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
The fact that it's home field advantage for Drew, I'm picking Drew to win the title now. So
Wow, you're picking against Roman. Wow.
Whoa.
just if he retains, I'm not picking against him again until WrestleMania.
Okay, well that makes sense.
But if we're getting The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania, it does not need to be a championship match.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. That's why Drew needs to be the one to dethrone him. Because if Drew loses at Clash of the Castle, honestly, who the hell is gonna beat Roman? 'Cause I feel like Drew's the best case scenario.
You know there's going to be a crowd, and there's going to be somebody in the crowd holding a sign saying, if Roman wins, we riot.
I could see that happening.
They're going to have it, and it's going to be spelt like British, mate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, just this once, I'm picking against Roman. But if he retains, I'm never picking against him again until WrestleMania. But I said, let them have their match, but let it be a non-title match. Let Rock and Roman main event night 1, and then night 2 can be whichever champion versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, 'cause I was getting ready to ask you if Roman carries both belts all the way to WrestleMania, who's gonna be the one to dethrone him?
Cody. Spelt like British. They use a lot of parentheses and shit, and they spell fucking letters wrong and shit. That's what I meant by British. Go drink your wine, Nick. At the UW Pod. Shout out to the UW Pod. You can watch us at the UW. Now, I feel like we shouldn't even have to predict Worlds Collide because they only have 2 matches on the card. I thought they would have more. I know NXT's going on right now, and they haven't updated the match card yet. So we're just only going to predict the 2 title matches they've been advertising. So we got a triple threat match. I feel like this is the end of NXT UK, by the way. I know they got NXT Europe going on, but I don't know if that beautiful UK title that fucking Tyler Bate has everything. I don't know. I feel like the end is coming with the rumors bringing back the European Championship and all this bullshit. But so I was very upset about this. We're getting a triple threat match to unify the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT UK Women's title. Mandy Rose, Miko Satomura, and Blair Davenport.
So call me crazy, but I'm going Blair Davenport. I really think she could be the one to dethrone Mandy Rose and even have Mandy take the pin. When I saw her show up on NXT, I was really excited to see Blair. But you know, I'm really big on Miko as well. So I think this could go either way. But I think this is gonna be the time Mandy really drops it. And we could possibly finally see Toxic Attraction, the entire faction, go to the main roster. Because I feel like this is like the second chance Mandy Rose needs on the main roster.
Yeah, I'm going Miko.
Miko Satomura?
Yeah.
All right. So three choices either ways. I guess they could potentially put Blair Davenport. Bakley says all depends on if Miko plans to wrestle full time in America. True, but they could potentially put Blair in the same spot like Becky Lynch was at WrestleMania. She's going in as the underdog and could potentially take both belts. Something tells me that's what they're doing with her. Yeah. Or Miko can add another legacy another historical moment to her legacy, because Miko has been wrestling since the 90s. She's 42 years old. She's been in WCW. People forgot about that. She was like in her late 19, 20 years old when she was in WCW.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy is that? And I remember, and I saw that on Twitter. I'm like, holy crap, she's been wrestling that long. Could go that way. She can add another title to her legacy. I think Mandy loses no matter what. Or Mandy could win, and I could see Justin bitch on the End Time Wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
But I think Mandy's time is up. Mandy's definitely going to lose her title. I would be fucking shocked if she wins this match. Could steal a victory. But I think it's her time to get called up. Gigi and JC are already called up, even though Gigi's hurt. Put the whole faction together. I don't care if it's on SmackDown. I think they're going to SmackDown. But call me crazy, but I feel like this is WrestleMania 35 here. I'm going to take Blair Davenport to pull a Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
And she's young and she's ready to go. And they say she's been a hell of an athlete at NXT UK, which I haven't watched since the pandemic.
Same here.
Because they had their little 4-month shutdown until they went back to that studio in London, and then now they're fucking done for good. And then now they're creating this NXT Europe, whatever this is going to be. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's going to be someone that could bring that to NXT Europe. And Blair would be the best option if Miko goes back to Japan and Mandy going to SmackDown. So that's why I'm picking Blair Davenport. And now you talk about the crowd going 50-50 with Roman and Drew. The crowd's going to also go 50-50 in this one. You got NXT champion Braun Breaker, NXT UK champion Tyler Bate to unify both titles. And people are saying the same thing. They think Tyler Bate's going to use that to go to NXT Europe and everything. Or Braun Breaker just being the big star he is, continuing to build on until he gets called up, potentially until Mania. And shout out to Jofo in the ring. What is up? So what you got here? Breaker or Bate?
I think the only reason why I'm going to pick Tyler Bate is because I think it's the same situation with Mandy. I think Mandy and Toxic Attraction are main roster bound. And I'm not sure if their appearance on SmackDown was a call-up. If I'm going to say, I think it was just a one-off in the tournament. But I could see a call-up very, very soon for Toxic Attraction. Now, same thing for Braun. I think Braun's ready. I think Braun's been ready for the main roster. This dude has it all. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if they go the route keeping him champion, keeping him as the NXT star. But I think he's ready for the main roster. But I'm going to go Tyler Bates. I think Tyler Bate can turn into that face of NXT for a while. Let Braun go to the main roster, shine over there. There's going to be multiple NXT stars in the future that's going to shine on that main roster. I think Braun's just the start of it. So give the win to Tyler Bate.
I'm going Braun Breaker.
I'm picking Braun Breaker because I don't think he's ready to go to the main roster yet. I think they're going to keep him around at least till the end of the year, maybe at the beginning of 2023 or after WrestleMania. I could see him going to Raw or SmackDown. So I got Braun Breaker retaining that title, but winning the UK title, and then bye-bye to one of the most beautiful titles they created in the last 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
All right, now we go to the final pay-per-view of the weekend. We got AEW All Out, which AEW's kind of been shitting down our leg and making bad decisions. Now, one match on here we're not going to predict because I don't know who the fuck is in this match. The casino ladder match, we're pulling it off. Instead, what we can add on here, will Moxley defend the AEW World Championship at All Out, and who's it going to be against? So yes or no? If yes, who you think he's going to defend against?
I mean, for AEW, can't be a pay-per-view without the World Championship being defended. So I think we're gonna get some shit on Dynamite tomorrow, and it's gonna be Punk again. I think we're gonna get Mox and Punk, and hopefully it's not a squash match this time. Hopefully they actually wrestle each other. But I don't know at this point. I would love to see somebody else. I would love to see a returning MJF, but there's no time to do a build up for a match. I think they should have did that a long time ago. But I mean, they couldn't with Punk's injury. But if they were gonna rush him back, don't do it just yet. Keep Mox the interim champion and let him defend the interim champion against MJF. Give a build up, but as of right now, where the hell is MJF? Even the dirt sheets don't know where the hell he's at right now. He's completely MIA.
The dirt sheets don't need to know where he's at because fuck the dirt sheets.
You got that right.
Where's Justin? I want to hear him say it too. And Tim. Go ahead, Jordan. Make your pick. If Moxley will be in Chicago defending the title, and who would he defend it against?
I'll go with Punk too.
I think heel could potentially defend it, not against Punk. I don't know if Punk's really hurt or he's pissed at Tony Khan that he wants to leave. I really don't know. I ain't gonna find out till tomorrow. I would love to be MJF, but I would rather MJF if Punk would have won the match. But what if someone from New Japan comes and has a little one match with Moxley? What if we get a rematch with Tanahashi? Or what if we get maybe like Okada maybe or fucking Tetsuya Naito or something?
I don't know. If
Bakley was here, I would love to hear his thought about that. But they just added Kingston versus Ishii to Eddie Kingston's not fighting Sammy Guevara anymore?
Guess not.
What the fuck? I was waiting, even though I love Sammy and Ty, I was waiting to see Sammy get fucking murdered by Eddie Kingston. Please post why they're not having that match no more while we move on. So let's move on. Here's what we got on the card. Jade Cargill defending the TBS Championship against Athena.
The undefeated reign's going to continue. There's no one stopping her right now. As much as I love Athena, I think Jade Cargill, she's going to continue her dominance, her undefeated reign as the TBS champion.
Yeah, I'm going Jade Cargill.
Athena or Chris Statlander would be the perfect one to take it off of her. All the big names New Japan has are booked that Sunday morning, so it probably won't be no one from New Japan. Yeah, I can't fucking stand Jade Cargill. She fucking sucks, but they're building her to go, was it 40-0 or 50-0? I don't even know what her fucking record is right now.
She's not a great wrestler, but she's their top star. There's no one in that women's division that even comes close to being as popular. Well, I mean, Britt's popular, but even on a Jade Cargill popular, she's not. So yeah, Cargill's gonna be their women's champion one day. Get that TBS title off her. That shit is so meaningless in my opinion. She needs to be the actual women's champion for AEW.
Well, whatever record she is right now, I think they're aiming to go 40-0, and that's gonna want them to go 50-0. So Jade's gonna retain, and I'm gonna be Just give me somebody to take that fucking title off of her. I don't care if it's Athena, Chris Statlander, Ruby Soho, Tony Storm. I don't give a shit. All right. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. We got Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs, two former partners of Team Taz.
So I have been so big on Ricky Starks for a long time. Like, he is a future world champion in my opinion. But it's kind of hard seeing him get a victory over Powerhouse Hobbs. I think Hobbs is also one of those big stars in the making. It could go either way. But I'm going to go with Powerhouse Hobbs to get the win over Starks. But I think they're going to go at it again soon after All Out.
I'm going Ricky Starks.
Yeah, I got Doudrop and Nikki going for the NXT tag titles. Okay. Could potentially happen. At Worlds Collide. Oh, so this must have just recently happened on NXT. Well, yeah. What is it? Kaden Carter and something Chance are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions?
Yeah, they're gonna retain, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna retain. So that's
Mhm.
another. Yeah. Well, I'm picking our Louisiana brother. I'm picking Ricky Starks. Yeah, he is gonna be like. He already looks like a fucking top main event star. Like down the
Mhm.
road, he's gonna potentially win TNT title, win the world title down the road as well.
Mhm.
All right, match that could potentially steal the one of two matches that could potentially steal the show. This one has been going at it for months, and I cannot wait to see what happens. Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage.
This is gonna be great. And what I love about a match is good storytelling. And what better storytelling than this? Christian constantly attacking Jungle Boy's family, even bringing up his late father. Something I feel like AEW can really stop doing. They've done it to Jungle Boy a bunch. They've done it to Brian Pillman Jr. Shit's kind of getting old a little bit, but I think this is the time that Jungle Boy finally gets his hands on Christian and gets the victory. But I love this feud so much. I think it's going to continue just like Starks and Hobbs after All Out.
I'm going Jungle Boy.
I knew you would.
I'm going with Jungle Boy too. I fucking love Jack Perry. That's another guy that's going to be a fucking main event top star with Ricky Starks.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to update the pillars, put Ricky Starks on the pillar. If MJF don't come back, replace MJF with Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
All right, AEW World Tag Team Championships. Swerve in Our Glory. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland defend against the Acclaimed. Scissor me, daddy ass.
So I'm going to pick Swerve in Our Glory. And this is like really their only, I think, title defense they've ever done, minus, I think, one or two they've done on Dark.
Well, they did a couple on. I think they did one or two on Rampage as well.
So basically, the upgraded version of AEW Dark is what you're saying, then.
Yeah,
Pretty much. I mean, I would love to see the Acclaimed win. They are so over right now, and even adding Billy Gunn with them just to make it even better. I think Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens is the duo we never knew we needed until we actually saw it. It's so cool. But I don't think the Acclaimed win. It's kind of a random put together match, I think, of two friends going at it. But I'm going to go with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland to retain.
Yeah, I got Swerve in Our Glory.
Yeah, I'm going with Swerve in Our Glory to retain. As much as I love the Acclaim, they're probably my favorite tag team right now in AEW. Something tells me that the Ass Boys is going to get involved and cost them the titles.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I could see that happening.
So I got Keith and Swerve retaining. Then we got another match that could potentially steal the show. Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho.
That's going to be good. Now, what makes me wonder is if Daniel Garcia is going to get involved. Chris Jericho calls him a sports entertainer. Bryan Danielson calls him a wrestler. The crowd calls him a wrestler. Is he going to choose a side finally this week at All Out? I think Daniel Garcia does pick a side. He picks Danielson's side. He turns on Jericho, gets out of JAS, and Danielson gets to win.
I'm going Chris Jericho.
Is Danielson even 100% yet? I know he hasn't been he's been injured or some prior to some shit.
I mean, we can only hope.
But I mean, that could potentially happen. You know, Daniel Garcia could be the reason one of them could win. If he decides to stay with JAS, he can help Jericho win. Mm-hmm. Or he decide, I'm tired of your shit. I want to be a wrestler. He can help Bryan Danielson win. But something tells me, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the epitome of sports entertainers, are gonna get involved.
Matt Menard is fucking great, dude. I love. Of
course, he's fucking great. You trying to fuck with me? You want a shot at the title? He wants a shot at the title. Give him the fucking title. He's calling Hook. He want to want the Hook. But Danhausen might curse him. Curse him and make him choke on a toothpick or whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know when the fuck Jericho's gonna do this fucking tour, but And maybe can't forget Blackpool Combat Club is going to get involved. I kind of want this fucking feud to end now. I'm over JS and Blackpool Combat Club fucking brawling.
Yeah, we've been seeing this shit way too long.
I want to see Blackpool Combat Club feud with the fucking Elite next, or somebody. I don't even know what's another big faction in AEW that's got more than 5 people they can feud with, because the Dark Order is done and all that bullshit. I don't know. I just want to see something different for Blackpool. But this is a flip the coin. Oh shit! You know what? Give me Bryan Danielson. I'll pick Bryan Danielson to win. All right, then we have a 4-way to determine the interim AEW Women's World Champion, because Tony Khan is giving Thunder Rosa the CM Punk treatment and letting her keep the title. What's the point of her fucking crying when she was like making us think she's going to drop the title, when Tony Khan was like, just did a line of coke and like, no, you're going to keep it. You didn't have to cry for nothing. But Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, who's going to be the fake champion until Thunder Rosa's 100%, and then they have a undisputed title match down the road.
So I kind of spoiled it on our Backlash review when we were talking about AEW for a quick minute. I think Toni Storm's going to win, but Jamie Hayter is the sneaky pick for me. But if she's going to win, she has to betray Britt Baker. She's not going to win the Women's World Champion and continue to be Britt Baker's sidekick. She's going to have to turn. But if she's not going to turn, she's going to play favorites during this match and basically tag with Britt the whole time, then Toni Storm's getting the win. She was already scheduled to win the title whenever it was her and Thunder Rosa scheduled for All Out. I'm wondering if that's still the plan. I would love to see Toni Storm get the win, and for them to finally go at it again when Thunder Rosa comes back. But I would love to see Jamie Hayter win. You know, turn on Britt finally. Be that single star that we all know you can be. So I'm taking Toni, but Jamie's like that sneaky pick, like I said.
Yeah, I'm going Toni Storm.
Bakley says Jamie Hayter wins by Baker going for a finish, and Hayter is turning on her and taking the pin away. Yeah, could happen. Yep. I mean, that's my 2 as well. Toni Storm or Jamie Hayter. Because Jamie Hayter deserves a championship too. I kind of want to see her and Britt feud. But, you know, if they want them to feud, it's got to be the real thing. Like, what if she does win it, wins the real thing from Toni, and then they have their feud. But I feel like they're going to probably owe Toni something for fucking this up. Not just giving her the real title. Let it be for the actual vacant title. But they want to have this Toni Thunder Rosa match so fucking bad. They're going to put this title on her, and then we're going to see it probably like at Full Gear or something. So Toni Storm will be the number 1 pick for me to win. My backup is Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
All right, then we get this trios tag team match, which we all got swerved. We thought it was going to be Jay Lethal, Sanam Singh, and Sanjay Dutt. No, Wardlow and FTR are taking on Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. And it's going to be so odd seeing Motor City play as a heel, but I get it. They're kind of like their Team Impact. It's Team Impact versus Team AEW, which FTR should be defending one of those 3 tag team titles they got. Wardlow should be defending that TNT Championship. But I mean, I like Wardlow and FTR being a team, but this match just doesn't suit me. So, what you got here?
So before they announced the Motor City Machine Guns were going to be tagging with Jay Lethal, this match had absolutely no interest for me. Because if it went with the original plan that you were just talking about with Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt, no. The thing is, nobody wants to watch that. And why is Wardlow not defending the TNT title? This whole build-up with him turning on MJF, getting out of his contract, and then going on to win the TNT title, I feel like he should be defending it at a big pay-per-view like All Out instead of tagging with FTR. But now involving the Motor City Machine Guns, I think now my interest is right there. It's going to be weird, like you said, seeing the Motor City Machine Guns play as a heel. but I mean, tagging with Jay Lethal, you pretty much have to. But FTR and Wardlow get the victory. In my opinion, greatest tag team today with FTR, and then just an up and coming rising star, if he's not a star already, in Wardlow. I think it's gonna be a decent match, adding Motor City Machine Guns in it. I mean, it could be one of those potential show stealers. So I don't know, but Wardlow and FTR get the win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jay Lethal and Motor City Machine Guns.
I'm picking Wardlow and FTR. I said the Acclaim was my new favorite. I can't forget about FTR. I know FTR's been disappearing, and I still love FTR. And then the rumors they could potentially leave AEW, because I heard they were taken out of the video game AEW Fight Forever.
That's bullshit, man. That sucks.
Yeah, that makes me not want to fucking buy the game now, but I'm still gonna fucking.
I'm still gonna buy it. I mean, yeah.
Might download it. I might upgrade to a Series S by then. Because now I found some online for $279 to $299. That's like my price range to buy a new video game console. So when Black Friday gets here, taking that one and I'm upgrading. I'm going to use whatever credits I have, and then whatever, if it's on sale, it probably won't be on sale. Usually the fucking consoles are not on sale during Black Friday, like South Park lies about. Because when I bought my Nintendo Wii U, I had to pay the whole fucking price, and I bought it on Black Friday. Baker says with FTR going to England for Royal Quest and then going to Japan, I think Lethal gets the win. When is Royal Quest? I thought that was a fucking one-night thing, or did they move it to like October or November? Well, he gives me that answer. Let's move on to the final match. This will not be the main event, because I think we all think Mox is gonna have a title defense, but we will crown the inaugural AEW World Trios Champions. I think it should be called the Trios Tag Team titles. I'm just gonna call it that. I can't call it the Trios Championship. So we're down to 4 teams. One semifinal on Dynamite. We got United Empire, Will Ospreay, Aussie opening. Either Mark Davis or Kyle Fletcher. I think it's Kyle Fletcher. They're taking on the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And then the second semifinal on Rampage, you got the Dark Order, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and 10, taking on Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trip Beretta. So how we're going to do this is, give me your opinion. Who will be the first Trios Tag Team Champions, and who will they defeat in the finals?
So for the finals, I have the Elite taking on Best Friends. I think there's going to be some bullshit going on during this match with Adam Cole and Red Dragon. I still don't know if they're cleared. I know they're not competing at All Out, and they weren't even in the tournament. But I think if they do get involved, which, I mean, since the turn on the Young Bucks from Cole and Red Dragon, we haven't seen them since. I think they could come back at All Out and cost Kenny and the Bucks the Trios titles. So I'm going to take Best Friends to take on the Elite and to beat them because of outside interference from Adam Cole and Red Dragon.
Yeah, I got the Elite against the Dark Order, and the Elite wins.
Bakley picks Dark Order. So I'm also taking the Elite to become the first Trios Tag Team Champions. Who they're going to defeat, that is going to be the toughest question, because it can go either way. You know, they're if you keep up with being the Elite, these skits there with Hangman leading them to becoming the first Trios champions and not even wanting to team up with the Young Bucks. I feel like if they would fall in the semifinals, then what was the whole point of that skit? But then, you know, that's Dark Order. That faction went down to shit with Brody Lee passing away, Anna Jay joining the Jericho Appreciation Society, and them getting rid of, well, Colt Cabana fucking sucks anyway. Punk, fuck him. With whatever the fuck that's been all about. And then they're getting rid of Stu Grayson. And fuck -1 too, by the way. Fucking little shit. I'll step on him like a cockroach. Bakley says Dark Order beat Best Friends. 10 hurts his knee more and can't compete in the finals. Hangman takes a spot in Dark. That's a good predicament right there. With the help from Adam Cole and Red Dragon. So you believe that I mentioned, and I think Pac and Kip Sabian, that's going to be on the buy-in. Pac and Kip Sabian, because no one gives a fucking shit about the AEW All Atlantic Championship. the independent title, that's going to be on the buy-in. Pac and Kip Sabian is on the buy-in, people. Calling it now. If we get Hook versus one of 2.0, that could be on the buy-in too if it's not on Rampage, because Rampage is fucking dark 2.0. No, and also I kind of don't want to take. Well, I'm gonna get an ass chewing for that because I'm picking the Elite either way. But Best Friends is another team that deserves it. But with the level Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are in, I think they're gonna be Best Friends. But they will potentially down the road win those titles sometime soon. Hey, if Best Friends wins the whole thing, I'm fucking happy with it. They deserve it. If the Dark Order wins it, that's a fucking Cinderella story that will probably last a week.
Yeah, probably so.
But United Empire's definitely not winning. That's just Will Ospreay filling in before he goes back to New Japan. And I don't see why people hate RC Open. Marcus Magic Daddy, you try to fuck with me? Want to show out the title? I'll be slapping my nuts on your floor. Because I'm the Night Wolf. Ow! I actually stubbed my toe, so that was an actual hurt scream.
So I don't hear you do impersonations a lot, but I gotta say, from a Matt Menard one, I think you do it pretty spot on.
I probably do it not as spot on as Paul Bearer, though, right? Oh, yes!
It's right up there, I think. That's for sure.
I practice Daddy Magic a lot because I fucking love their skits. And then now they're calling Hook out, which I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Daddy Magic taking on Hook, but some people, I think it's Angelo Parker going after Hook. I don't know. Yeah. It's going to be, if it's Angelo first, then Daddy Magic will be next, but.
Probably, yeah.
All right, well, that was fucking fun. That will do it for tonight. About time we got us three back on as a trio, and schedule's back running, you know. I switched fucking jobs, so now the show's back running. We can do it on right terms. So we'll potentially have another live stream coming down soon. Now, this is probably – I might do a Fallout for Clash at the Castle late Saturday night because I'm doing another fucking fantasy draft this weekend. This is my fourth fucking league I'm in.
Fuck that, dude. Like, I'm only in 3, but I was hesitant to take on the third. But TK wanted to do it with the podcast people, so I had to join it. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
This fucking draft with the league is going to be done by Super Bowl Sunday.
If we're lucky. I mean, he changed it to a 2-hour clock, so it'll be done then.
I still have 4 or 5 more people to draft. And this is I never use sleeper. We're only playing with QBs, tight ends, wide receivers, and running backs. I'm like, wait, where's the defense? Where's the kickers?
Yeah.
Nope. Where's my flex? No, it's just all that shit.
Yeah, no.
No, this one we're doing is finally my Yahoo Fantasy. I'm already in 2 fucking sleeper drafts. One we're doing Saturday also, Saturday or Sunday, and then my family draft is with Yahoo. We're finally doing that one. That's the one where I won the championship, Yahoo Fantasy, with my team.
Fuck! I got the draft this Sunday also. Fuck, I forgot about that. It's my 3rd league I'm in. I have a draft Sunday. Shit, I forgot about it.
Put it this way, the first Saturday of college football, I got a fucking hectic schedule. That was a mosquito.
I'm about to say, what the hell was that?
I had a mosquito flying because the fucking bugs are so bad outside. And when I got home, 2 of them flew in my house. I killed one before we went live, and the other one's been flying under my desk. But no, I might be working Saturday, so I'm not going to be able to watch Clash at the Castle live, but I will watch it potentially. I blame Bakley, Devin, and Bo. For what? Oh, for not fucking drafting in time, because we're all drafting at the right time. The rest of us fly. Yeah, like that fucking fly I just killed. So yeah, I potentially might be working Saturday just till 3 o'clock. Supposed to go meet your homies in Eunice to get more ink on me. I got that fantasy draft at 7 o'clock while we're watching college football. And then I'm going to potentially be staying up late, where I was planning on getting up early, go to Mass, and then haul ass to New Orleans so I can get ready for the LSU Florida State game on Sunday. And then when I come home, I'm off Labor Day. Yep, Monday is Labor Day, people. I've had people ask me, when's Labor Day? This coming fucking Monday. The first Monday of September is always Labor Day. Sleeper doesn't give you notifications. It can if you turn your notifications on.
It does.
But I have mine on. My notification is Dylan. Dylan tells me I'm on the clock.
Every time it's your pick, I always write you because you take.
So that's my notification. I'm sure you let Jordan know too. Marcus, are you camping this weekend? No, we have a football game Friday night. I gotta do chain crew and I'm working the stats. So for the next 10, 11 weeks, I'm gonna be busy on Friday nights where I have to record SmackDown. I said just SmackDown because I don't watch Rampage anymore. So no, yeah. You might see a picture of me on Facebook with fucking headset on and fucking clipboard on the sideline with my beer belly sticking out.
Nice.
So no, it's not nice. Y'all supposed to come see us week 2 because my alma mater's playing your alma mater on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, week 2 on September 9th.
Yeah, we're gonna get the shit kicked out of us, and I'm gonna be there for it, and it's gonna be pretty bad. But
that's what I'm giving your. Well, if your brother's not going, I'm giving you him and Keats tickets to the Mississippi State game.
Yeah, me and Jordan's going for sure. I highly doubt Ryan goes.
Yeah, come. I'll come talk to y'all after the game. I'll come see y'all on the field or something, or y'all come on the field after the game. I'll come talk to y'all. All right, so that'll do it for tonight. Again, right below your screen, there's our social media. Dylan is at DylanAber_. Jordan is at JordanJ20_. I'm at Marcus337, and the pod is still the same at World Elite Pod. Oops, excuse me there.
What the fuck was that?
I accidentally burped while I was talking. I hope not to do this. We need to act professional when Thursday comes. It's our world premiere of ATB Saints, but they know how we fucking act.
Holy shit.
Trying to keep it casual. Shout out to our sponsors, 80s Tees and Wrestle Champs. Go to 80stees.com. Use our promo code World Elite to get 30% off of your order. Halloween's right around the corner. Go buy you some Halloween shirts with our promo code. You'll save a shitload of money like I'm fixing to do. I need to get my Halloween shirt to wear for when I go see Halloween Ends. And I need my Freddy vs. Jason shirt I've been wanting since we got the sponsorship. Wrestle Champs, the mobile wrestling card game you can download on any iOS or Android device. Type in World Elite Pod 1 to redeem 5 free move cards. Yeah, fuck you, Bakley. You're welcome. We're going to beat y'all on New Year's Day. Take care of him. Anyhow, also, you could find us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's why you can catch both World Elite podcast live streams and our ATBC Saints live streams as well. It's a co-share show. We're also on Facebook. You can watch our live streams from powered by StreamYard anytime on demand on Facebook or on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on any audio platforms, whether if it's Spotify, Apple Pod, Google Pod, Spreaker, iHeartRadio. Give us a 5-star review. Give us a 5-star rating. You know the drill. That helps us a lot. We've been getting a lot of love on Twitter. People love to hear us. Our Twitter feed been blowing up because they were glad the Hostly Trio was doing a live stream together for the first time since we did our SummerSlam prediction show back in July, people. So this was fun. So, guys, do you have any last words before we close out?
I got nothing, man.
No.
I'm ready for the weekend. I can't wait to see what happens. And again, I will potentially host a Clash at the Castle Fallout on my YouTube channel. It will most likely be a late show. If it's not going to be late Saturday night, I will do it on Monday for Labor Day. So either September 2nd or September 3rd or September the 5th. So thank you, Bakley. It was a good show, and you do good live streams as well with your show. He'll be coming on potentially soon for a UFC prediction show we got coming. Is Dustin Poirier's fight's coming up. Can't fucking wait for that. Yep, this is the World Elite Podcast presented by the ATB Network. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and it's finally the fucking end of summer. I'm ready for fall, baby. Let's go. Thank you and good night.